Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm senior editor Denton Davidson here with the artist formerly known as Poodle Moth on The Masked Singer, Golden Globe nominee Chrissy Metz. Chrissy, how much fun was this experience for you, and what made you say yes?
It was very fun. Initially, I did say no. I didn't think I could do it. I was like, I don't know if I'm the girl for the job. I really don't think so. Also, I run hot, especially in my face. And I was like, how am I gonna have a mask on? How am I gonna have a mask on? Sing in a way that I'm supposed to sound good because I want to win the competition. So it took some convincing and then obviously timing and stars aligning for it to happen. But ultimately, I realized like, oh, like this was really fun. It was challenging, it was liberating, but also very impressive just to see how the whole show comes together and how much work goes into it. You know, you only see like 2 minutes of a
Yeah.
song, but like all the work that goes into making these elaborate performances. So yeah, it was a lot of fun and very challenging.
How difficult was it inside the mask? I mean, do they have like fans built in for you? Because I remember Bobby Brown, he passed out and had like almost a stroke in there. I remember his
I,
season.
I here's the thing, like you really, for me, it was such a mental game and it was good. I was sort of likened it to like cold plunge exposure or therapy, where, you know, like you sort of slowly start to condition yourself. So it's like, I've had prosthetics and stuff done. And so I've had like my face covered, but my rest of my body was not. So it's like you have some sort of like balance. And then I did American Horror Story and I had a suit on, which felt like I was wearing a couch, but my face wasn't covered. But now everything was covered. I'm talking about from my toes to my fingernails. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? Like like none of my skin is exposed. I can't. What if I can't breathe? What if I'm the girl who faints? What if I'm the girl who falls out on the stage? And so when we tried it on, I was like, okay, okay, okay. But then putting it on, and then the nerves and the adrenaline, and then trying to, sing, it was it was like you really had to like go somewhere else in your mind. For me, I did.
And how competitive are you? Are you like, oh, I'm gonna win? Like, were you mad when you got kicked off?
Is I want to win. Like I am the person who, and not, I mean, obviously it's an ego thing because there's so many beautiful, amazing artists and singers on the show. Like I'm not saying I'm better than the other person at all. I'm just saying I want to win. Like I want to win. So I mean, even to get as far as I did, it was very exciting. I also had no expectations. I was like, every single time I was either kept or like, stayed on the show, I was like, okay, I'm one show closer. But ultimately, I did want to win.
Yeah. But they used the Ding Dong Keep It On bell, the only one of the season on you. So that had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, that was nice. I know. That was very nice.
What did you think of the poodle moth itself? Like I didn't realize it was a real thing. I thought this was something the costume designers invented, and then I Googled it and I'm like, oh, that's actually like a thing in Venezuela or something.
Oh, and it's so sweet and special. And I was so, I don't know, I felt like very it just felt very special that it was something that was new that people didn't know about. And there was, some sort of symbolism in that, like, I'm the girl that like, I was a big girl from a small town. Like, where did she come from and who is she and what? And then my life completely changed, with This Is Us. And so it felt very much like we didn't even know a poodle moth existed. And then we found it. And then, oh, she's adorable. And oh, we like, and yeah, so there was some symbolism in it. And also, it's just so cute. Like
Yeah.
the real poodle moths, I can't. And even my niece who watched, my family watches the show and didn't know, obviously it was me. And she was like, I have to see the poodle moth. Like every day she would make my sister put on an episode multiple times. She's like, I have to see it. I have to see. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Then that's my win. Forget about the trophy. That's my win. So
Was your sister the only one that knew? Because she get like you got phone calls, so she
yeah,
had to have known.
but I didn't know that she knew.
Oh, so
I
they
was
called
like,
her.
hold on. My manager called her directly. And I was like, hold on. So my genuine surprise when I heard her voice, I was like, wait, what? Wait, hold on. I completely forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I was like, wait, I didn't know that you knew. So yeah, I guess she could keep secrets too. Yeah.
I interviewed you once before and asked you about like sort of the terror of performing live on the Oscars.
Yeah.
So I'm curious now, what is it? Is it like freeing to be anonymous in some way and like and no
Yes.
one knows who you are?
For sure. And that's part of the reason why I did it was because I knew that I might push myself a little differently because I didn't have to worry about what my face looked like or, that people were judging me for a certain thing. Um, so yeah, it was liberating for sure. Um, and then some people are just really good guessers and guess and have been messaging me since like episode one that it was me. And I'm like, how do they know? But yeah, it was liberating.
Well, some of the guesses from the panelists were Shania Twain, Melissa McCarthy, Sheryl Crow, Faith Hill. Those are some pretty cool misses to be compared to. And then Jenny was the only one who got it right. So what did you think about those guesses? And then why do you think were you surprised Jenny was the only one who nailed it?
No, I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, I feel like she's been really good. Like she's guessed a lot of people. And to not be a musician or singer herself, I'm like, oh, okay, Jenny. Um, yeah, I mean, those guesses are very flattering. Like, what? Very, very flattering, especially because I'm fans of all of them. Um, but yeah, I'm not surprised by Jenny's guess.
You were able to sing so many styles and genres, and that's maybe sort of what confused them a little bit. From Miranda Lambert to Jessie J to Billy Joel, did you have a favorite performance?
I guess if I had to choose one, it would be The House That Built Me.
Yeah, that was great.
I just It was very timely. It's also one of my favorite songs, and Tom Douglas, who's one of my favorite songwriters, co-wrote the song. And that song took years to write. I don't know if people know that backstory, which is so like, you know, it feels very like a metaphor for like sort of my journey. Um, yeah, anyway, so I think that has to be me. Yeah.
Who were your biggest musical influences growing up? Like when you think of voices, like who was like your top two?
Yeah. Top two voices would probably be, oh my gosh. Um, Probably Whitney and Linda Ronstadt.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they were kind of the two that you really listened to the most.
Yeah, I mean, and just we're very inspired by, and they're, I mean, incredible. I mean, of course, there's so many other women in
Yeah.
between, but if I had to choose two, um, oh gosh, that's a hard, but yeah, I mean, yeah, so hard.
And you're going back in the studio, correct? You're
Yeah.
always releasing music. I mean, you had even a Lullabies album last year, and then so what's next for you in terms of music, and when can we expect that?
Well, I have some personal music coming out pretty soon. I've been recording the past couple weeks in between shooting this new show. And I'm writing a second children's album to go with the second book that's coming out next year. So that will be next year. But I think this I'll probably release a couple singles pretty soon.
Okay.
Um, yeah, just waiting for them to be sort of tweaked and all that.
And you're in production on a new TV series, Hunting Wives on
Yeah.
Stars. Can you give us some clues? Like, what can we expect? What's your character like?
Oh my gosh. Well, my character, she's a good woman. It's
Texas?
set
Is it Texas women? Is that what it? Okay.
yeah, in East Texas, like around sort of Tyler, Texas. Um, but the cast of characters are well, they're complicated women, and there's a lot going on, but it's juicy. There's yeah. I feel like this is going to be a show that you're like people are going to call each other and they're going to be like, did you see that? Like, could you? What did she do? Oh my, yeah. So I love those kinds of.
So it's like a
Um,
little scandalous.
it. Mhm.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Okay. And
Yeah.
Bank of Dave too, The Lone Ranger. That's another fun project you're working
Oh,
Has
Yeah.
that filmed yet, or is that like on deck for you?
No, I just came from England here.
Okay.
So we finished that in like a little over a month. It was very fast, but it was so special. It was the first time I was in England. We were in the north of England, salt of the earth, incredible people. The story, the first Bank of Day was really about a true story of a man who created his own bank to help his community to get loans for cars and houses. And I just love that, leaving something better than you found it, and like those feel good movies. And so the sequel is he's now going after the payday lenders who have really taken advantage of people. I mean, the interest rates are insane, and people can never really pay that back. And so they're always in debt. And um, yeah, I play a journalist who comes from the States. So it was such an amazing experience. There was a lot of healing in it. It was amazing. I'm very, very excited about that.
So, well, we look forward to all your upcoming projects. We're big fans over here. And Chrissy, it was so much fun to see you as Poodle Moth on The Masked Singer. And thanks for sitting down with Gold Derby today.
Yeah, thanks. Good to see you.